You, yes, you are the average of the 5 closest people that you hang around. Look around. Can you say that you're proud of who you're with, who you're listening to for advice? I'm going to share with you 8 people that you should stop listening to and ultimately should be parting ways with coming up. Hey, Freedom Frugalers, it's time for another Wellness Wednesday episode here on Frugal Freedom. I am your virtual mentor, Izzy, here to teach you how to become financially independent and protect your well-being so that you can achieve the freedom you deserve. All right. There are certain people that come into your life, and rather they intentionally do it or not, they will inflict upon you their fears, opinions, and even criticism that has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with how they feel about themselves. Some may even mean well, but they are just giving you false guidance. Depending on how much influence they have in your life, they either discourage you from being great or just downright hinder or prolong your journey because guess what? You allow them to. I've been through them all, and I'll tell you who those 8 people are so that you can reflect and regard. And no, you don't have to put their names in the comments. So the first person to not listen to is me, because I'm going to tell you to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos every Wednesday and Friday. You like what I did there? A little bit of reverse psychology. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I would like you to. Number 1, know-it-alls. The irony of a know-it-all is that they don't know it all. Even the man Socrates himself says, I am wise in that I know nothing, or something like that, whatever he said. But they will constantly argue with you to prove their point instead of just listening to what you have to say. Even if your point may not be agreed upon or maybe facts, it's still not a great thing to not listen to somebody, okay? We always want to be listening more than we're talking. They can be dismissive to your views and just even sometimes outright condescending. Sometimes when people give you guidance, they're more condescending than they are giving you constructive criticism. But what you want to do in this situation is avoid the well, actually. You know, you ever met somebody that was like that? You say something or something you're going to do, and then they just say, well, actually, that's not the way it works. Or, well, actually, this is the way that it's supposed to go. I hate that so much. Number 2, naysayers and haters. This one is a given, okay? You should definitely stop listening to these people. But what you should be doing, instead of getting upset about every single naysayer and hater or paying attention to it, is you need to understand the difference between constructive criticism and just plain outright hating. Okay, constructive critic friends and family members will say, I think it's better if you do this. I don't like the way you did this, or I don't think that that's perfect, but here's a simple suggestion. Okay, those people are constructive critics. Okay, haters are gonna be like, I don't like it, but when you ask them why they don't like it, they probably have no absolute why. They just hate that you even exist sometimes, or not even as crazy as that, but they sometimes even hate that you're even doing better than them, okay? These are people that no matter what you do, there's just a disdain for you. It could be subtle, but it could be outright blatant. Avoid the people who say you can't do something, and find more people to say, I don't like what you're doing, but let's figure it out. Number 3, unsuccessful people. You want to know bitter? Find someone who actually tried to do something, but it didn't work. These are people who, instead of continuing, they just decided that blaming external factors was just easier. It is so easy for me even most days, but I push through it. These people will constantly be blinded by their own insignificance in your ear, telling you why something doesn't work, instead of advising you with their mistakes and actually learning from their mistakes and potentially growing. Avoid them at all costs and learn from their actual mistakes so that you don't fall down their same rabbit hole. Okay? If something doesn't work, just fix it and move on to the next thing. Don't quit, okay? Cuz you fail when you quit. There's only succeeding, winning, and lessons, okay? Number 4, stop listening to people in your same situation. This is something that I had to learn the hard way. Let me tell you guys a story. I have a friend who I did music with, and because we were in the same position as what you would call struggling artists, they couldn't understand why I knew what I knew. Okay. And the reason why I knew a little bit more about the music industry was because I failed a lot. I tried any and everything. Okay. So I had a sense of what worked and what didn't work, but I was still trying to get there. Okay. Even though I knew this and said, hey, don't do this, but try this, they still did the same mistake that didn't work for me 5 years ago and still didn't work when they did it. Okay. Why should they listen to me? I was in the same boat, okay? So I did not blame this person for seeking out someone that was above where we both were and ended up getting the same music advice. But because they saw that person as a little bit higher, their advice was a little bit more reputable. Okay, I'm not saying don't have those friends around because it's all about pulling each other up, but be wary of the advice that you give and that they give if you guys are in the same position. Okay, you should always try to find 1 to 2 people that are currently where you want to be and seek their mentorship. It's easier for them to pull up than it is to have someone pulling up standing next to each other. You see the physics in that? Number 5, people who are stuck. Alternatively, who you do want to get rid of are the people who are okay with where they are, even though the vicinity is poor. And this is not exclusive to where you live. I mean, this is where people are mentally, okay? If people are okay with just where they are and you know that you want to be better and they can't see anything past the horizon, these are the people that I'm talking about. It is not per se the area in which you reside, although it can be, all right? At some point in life, yes, these people may have had aspirations, but for whatever reason, usually fear, they settled, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you prefer, but you watch my videos. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. So I know that you're not okay with just okay. You want to be free. You need to be an eagle and soar. And an eagle ain't on the ground with no pigeons, all right? And I'm not calling anybody that you regard highly as a pigeon, but be an eagle, soar. You ever heard of crabs in a bucket? My point. Don't even need a lid on it. Number 6, your parents. Maybe. Parents want us to be the best version of ourselves that we can be in their mind. It's nothing wrong with the way that your parents raised you, and you should be appreciative every day that you got them. And if they've been in your life, they taught you your most important lessons and always had the best intentions. So love them if they're still here. Now that that's out of the way, parents do their best. A lot of them became parents before they were even ready and faced the biggest challenge in their whole life. But guess what? They overcame it and you're still here. The way they grew up was completely different, and they took some of the lessons that they learned from their parents, maybe switched it around just a little bit, but regardless, they may have wanted you or want you to do the things that maybe just isn't you. Okay? I still remember when I told my mom I just wanted to be music. I was destined to be big. I would be happy figuring it out myself, and eventually, I still am figuring it out, but I do have a more clear direction and became more responsible and knowledgeable about other aspects in life other than music. Parents may not understand it, but they'll love you regardless of your decisions. I'm happy to say my mom fully supports what I do now here on YouTube and every decision that I make from here on out. And that's all I care about. So yes, love your parents, but understand your life is your life. Number 7, anyone that has a new strategy. Do this method and get rich in 10 days. God, I hate those episodes. Things that come easy aren't worth it. Things that are worth it aren't easy. Always follow the fundamentals and strategies that stood the test of time, okay? Instead of trying to learn a new trick, learn the basics, all right? There is no magic pill. There is no quick way to get rich or be famous or whatever you want to do. There is simply no shortcut. And if it is, it does not yield you results well in the long run if it does. All right? Anybody that comes to you or any YouTube ad you see, granted, some may be teaching the principles, but regardless, most of them that I've seen, they're just trying to take your money. Trust me, I know it all. See what I did there? Number 8, and this is kind of like, whoa, Izzy. But number 8 is your own head or your gut. According to the book, Unf Yourself, that you've seen probably multiple times laying around, but this book is by Gary John Bishop. Our thoughts can always be negative, but you are not your thoughts. You are your actions. Listening to yourself is the worst thing you can do. You will always come up with reasons to not do or to not be. How can I be a millionaire when I make minimum wage now? I don't have a groundbreaking product. I need to wait until it's perfect. Do you hear yourself? I'm not even saying that I'm higher than, because this is the pot calling the kettle black. I still struggle with this too as well, but I don't listen to my head on most occasions. I don't have to figure it out. I just do and refer to the scriptures to help me for each specific situation. All right. I seek wisdom and guidance and strength from the Lord above and let him be my GPS, my God positioning system. That's a good place to end right there. 8 people that you should stop listening to. It's hindering your journey more than it's helping. I promise. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below if you're ready to take action by typing "I'm ready to be free" below. Stop listening to these people in your own head right now. Also, if you have any other topics that you'd like me to cover, I'm happy to see those below as well. I've been Izzy, your virtual mentor, and until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.